Wanted to talk about miracles because it's the holidays, it's totally appropriate, and hopefully it's inspiring to you all. So I'm just going to get to it. I'm going to read some quotes here. Bible verses on miracles emphasize God's power, Jesus' divine works, and the possibility of the impossible through faith. Highlighting his words, Jesus' healings, and believers' potential to do greater works. Through divine empowerment, key element themes are nothing is impossible with God, and signs accompanying belief. So I'm going to read from Jeremiah. There's, behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is anything too hard for me? John 14:10. The works that I do, he will do also, and greater works than these will do. Miracles in the early church and believers, Ephesians 3:20, now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. So that's an important element to understand, that because as co-creators, and temples of God, as they say, we also have the ability to manifest miracles. And part of my main point for this is not so much worrying about, healing or doing some, water to wine, not so much like that, but noticing when miracles happen. Because, through True Father's teachings and stuff, we can understand, actually life is a miracle. So, okay, faith in miracles. Jesus' miracle, as recorded in the New Testament, included numerous acts of healing, blindness, leprosy, paralysis, power over nature, calming storms, walking on water, miraculous fish catching, turning water into wine, and raising the dead. All demonstrating divine authority and compassion, with his own resurrection and ascension as an ultimate miracle. Yeah, we've all heard about the resurrection. So categories of miracles are healings, nature miracles, provision miracles, resurrection miracles, and signs and others. Key examples: water into wine, feeding the 5,000 with loaves of 2 fish, that's Matthew 14, walking on water in the Sea of Galilee, raising Lazarus, calming the storm while on the boat with his disciples, this is Matthew 8, and the resurrection that we all know about, Jesus' own rising from the dead, Matthew 28, Mark 16. And these acts serve as to confirm his identity as the Messiah and show the presence of God's kingdom. Manifesting miracles involves a combination of clear intention, positive emotion, aligned action, and surrender or trust in the higher power in the universe. I'm going to read that part again because this is important to understand. Manifesting miracles involves a combination of clear intention, positive emotion, aligned action, and surrender or trust in a higher power or the universe. Do we all get that?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. I'm going to go over a little bit more of that to elaborate on these points because it's important to understand. It is generally considered a practice of aligning your internal state and actions with your desired outcome rather than a guaranteed formula. So key principles and steps commonly found in various manifestation practices include: be clear on your desire, cultivate positive emotion, visualize and affirm, take aligned action, practice gratitude, that's important, surrender attachment and release resistance, and be open to possibility. Excuse me. Consistency is a key element to these practices. By consistently maintaining a high vibration, focusing your thoughts and feelings, and taking inspired action, proponents suggest you increase the likelihood of manifesting extraordinary results. So one thing I thought I would go over is angel numbers. That's something that's kind of, it's new age, it's trending right now, and it's also relevant to what I'm going over here in understanding how to manifest miracles and what miracles really are. And so, okay, common angel numbers. So I'm just going to go over this real quick. You don't have to memorize it. You can easily Google it or look it up online for yourselves to see the meaning of different numbers, which is important because there are principalities to nature, that God can work through aligning and being in the present moment with positive emotions, coming from the heart, good intentions and goodwill, that if you have foresight into the possibilities of your desired outcomes and you envision it, then you're more likely to manifest and create those moments to happen in your future. If you're kind of thinking, maybe a little, selfish, or, if you have doubt or concern, these are negative emotions and you can keep spinning on those, and it can create bad things to happen. So don't be negative. Okay. Endless. Okay, so 0, I'm going to do all the way up to 9, okay? 0 is endless possibilities, a fresh start. 1 is new beginnings. 2, trust the flow, balance, faith in the journey. 3 is support divine creativity, growth, and talents. 4 is grounding, stability, protection from the guardian angels. 5 is significant change, transformation, freedom. 6 is focus on earthly needs, abundance. We all think 6 is like a bad number or something, right? But actually there's alternate meanings to some of these things. So it says 6 is actually focus on earthly needs, abundance, aligning with purpose, not negative. It says in parentheses, sorry. Not our brackets there. And 7 is spiritual awakening, luck, and inner dreams. 8 is manifestation, abundance, and financial flow. And finally, 9, endings, completion, preparing for a new cycle, and self-worth. So, it's the same thing with like talking about the number 6 here. People are afraid of that number. Oh, whoops. It's the same thing with colors. Like colors have meanings. Sorry, this thing came off. Red, the color red is for love, but then also some people associate red with the color of the devil, that red is for hate or something like that, but if you adjust your alignment and you have your intention that red is actually for love, it can be a difference between red from hell and, that kind of fear or fire, or, love, and it can change. You can recalibrate the experience to an association to colors or numbers, those, because as True Father said, if you can even appreciate a leaf and understanding that there's certain measures and principalities and then how it grows, because he was an electrical engineer. He understood science. So, it makes sense. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to finish up here. I'm almost done. Thank you. Okay, so this is just the origin. The popularization of angel numbers is often created to, I see what it's, no, I'm not going to read that part. It's fine. It's just crediting Doreen Virtue through, it's a book that she wrote. So I want to talk about something that I made a note of here. There's 2 things. One story about how miracles happen more in the modern, not so much just Jesus's works or, the works of true parents, but there was a lady who, her husband was a closet gay, and she ended up contracting AIDS, right? So one day she's in the hospital and she's praying and praying and praying, and she sees this white light, and the white light goes into her body and covers her body, and then she was completely healed from AIDS. They said there's no scientific explanation, no scientific explanation for how she was cured. but she had this experience and she ended up being cured of AIDS. And then we've all heard of Ho'oponopono, right? Yeah, so this was a doctor in Hawaii, and he practiced he invented this practice for, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, is it? This mantra? And he ended up curing all of these criminally insane individuals in the mental hospital, and they had to close it down. They closed it down because they all ended up becoming okay, and they left, and there was, that's a true story. So these are just some examples of, modern day miracles that I thought would, be interesting to kind of understand so that we know that miracles can happen. Okay, thank you.